What happens to the horns after a bull is gone? Most people never think about it. But somewhere in the world right now, a truck is rolling down a dusty road, carrying something most of us never notice. The cows and bulls loaded one by one, standing close together, moving toward a place most people never see. A factory. A place where something ordinary is about to become something extraordinary. Stay with me, because what happens on this journey, and what happens after it, is more incredible than you think.
Nice.
By the end of this video, you will never look at a simple comb, a button, or a piece of jewelry the same way again. This is the hidden world of horn crafting, a world hiding in plain sight right under our noses for thousands of years. Part 1. The journey begins. Every morning, in farms and villages across the world, workers guide cattle onto large trucks. One by one, the animals step up a ramp. Their hooves echo against the metal floor. The truck fills up slowly. Engines start. Wheels begin to turn. This is the first step of a much bigger journey. The truck moves through narrow roads, past fields, past small towns, heading toward one destination: the factory. For hours, sometimes even a full day, the journey continues. Dust rises behind the wheels. The sound of the engine fills the air. The landscape changes from green farmland to busy streets, and finally, 2 industrial zones filled with warehouses and workshops. This is a routine trip, one that happens every single day in almost every country on Earth. Most people driving past these trucks never think twice about where they're going. But this ordinary trip is about to lead to something most people never imagine. Finally, the truck slows down. Gates open. The vehicle rolls into a large yard. Workers move quickly. Ramps are set. One by one, the animals are unloaded, guided into holding areas, as part of the journey is over. But for the horns, the real journey is only about to begin. Because after the cattle are processed for meat and dairy, something unexpected happens. Their horns don't get thrown away. Instead, they begin a completely different journey. One filled with fire, force, and transformation. And almost nobody outside this industry knows how incredible that journey really is. Part 2. The raw material nobody wants. Every journey starts the same way, with a pile of horns, dirty, cracked, covered in dust. Most people would never want to touch them. But inside horn factories, workers see something different. They see potential. They see profit. They see beauty hidden under years of grime. The horns are collected from slaughterhouses in large quantities, sometimes thousands at a time. They arrive stacked in trucks, bins, and sacks, looking more like garbage than raw material for anything valuable. But looks can be deceiving. Workers begin sorting the horns by size, color, and thickness. Some are pale gray. Some are almost black. Some have deep, natural patterns, like stone or wood grain. These small differences matter more than you think. Because later, those patterns will decide whether a horn becomes a cheap product or an expensive one. A horn with rich color variation might become an elegant bracelet sold in a boutique shop. A plain, simple horn might become a basic comb sold for just a few dollars. But before any of that can happen, something must be done first. The horns must be cleaned. Workers scrub away dirt, dried skin, and leftover tissue. The smell is strong. The work is messy. Some workers wear gloves and masks, but many still do this by hand, using brushes, water, and sheer patience. Nobody complains, because everyone here knows something important. This ugly raw material is about to become something valuable. But that wasn't the biggest surprise waiting inside this factory, because the next step is where the real transformation begins. Part 3. Turning rock into rubber horn looks tough, looks unbreakable. But there's a secret trick that changes everything. Heat. When horn is heated, something strange happens. It becomes soft, almost like rubber, almost like clay in a sculptor's hands. Workers place the horns into large pots of boiling water or use steam machines. Slowly, the horn begins to soften. This is one of the most dangerous parts of the process. The heat is intense. Steam burns are common. Workers must move fast, but carefully, because timing is everything. Wait too long, and the horn becomes too soft, losing its natural strength. Not long enough, and the horn stays too hard to shape. It's a delicate balance. A skill passed down through generations, often from father to son, inside small family-run workshops. Once the horn reaches the perfect softness, something incredible happens. Workers use heavy metal presses to flatten the curved horn into straight sheets. Yes, you heard that right. A curved horn becomes a flat sheet. It sounds impossible, but it happens right before your eyes. The horn is placed between metal plates and pressed with intense force. Slowly, the natural curve disappears. The material becomes straight, smooth, and ready for shaping. This step alone changes the entire future of the horn. Because now, instead of a strange curved object, the factory has flat material that can become almost anything. Combs, buttons, jewelry, eyeglass frames, belt buckles, even furniture decorations and musical instrument parts. But there's a problem. Not every horn survives this step. Some crack under the pressure, some break apart completely, wasting hours of work in a single second. Years of experience are needed to avoid this kind of failure. That failure rate is one of the reasons horn products cost more than plastic imitations. Every finished piece represents dozens of attempts, mistakes, and lessons learned. But what happens next is where things get even more fascinating. Part 4. The cutting room, where precision rules everything once the horn is flattened. It moves to the cutting section. This is where mistakes are not allowed. Workers use sharp saws and specialized blades to cut the horn sheets into specific shapes. Every product starts as a rough outline, almost like a sketch before a painting. A comb shape, a bracelet shape, a small decorative piece. The cutting must be precise. One wrong move can waste an entire piece of material that took hours to prepare. And material here is not cheap. Remember, this process took hours of boiling, pressing, and shaping just to reach this point. Machines help speed up the process, but many factories still rely on skilled hands for the finest detail work. Why? Because machines can't feel the material the way a human can. Experienced workers can sense tiny cracks with just their fingertips. They can predict weak points before they break. They understand the natural grain of the horn, almost like reading its personality. This is not just manufacturing. This is craftsmanship, built on years of practice and patience. But here's something most people never expect. After cutting, the pieces don't look impressive at all. They look rough, dull, almost boring. It's nothing like the shiny products you'd see in a store. So how do they transform into shiny, polished, expensive-looking products? The answer lies in the next stage, and this stage is where the real magic happens. Part 5. The big transformation begins. This is the turning point of the entire process. The moment everything changes, polishing workers use sandpaper, polishing wheels, and specialized tools to smooth every rough edge. At first, the horn pieces look dull and gray. But slowly, as the polishing continues, something amazing starts to happen. The surface begins to shine. Natural patterns inside the horn become visible for the very first time. Streaks of color appear, swirling like waves frozen in time. Some pieces reveal beautiful marbled textures, almost like polished stone or amber. It's hard to believe this is the same material that started as a dirty, broken horn just days earlier. This polishing stage can take a long time. Multiple rounds of sanding are needed, moving from rough grit to extremely fine grit until the surface becomes smooth as glass. Some factories add natural oils or waxes to boost the shine even further, giving the final product a warm, glowing finish. By the end of this stage, the material looks completely different from where it started. It looks premium. It looks expensive. It looks like something you'd proudly display in your home or wear on your wrist. But even this isn't the final step, because now the pieces must be shaped into their final form. And this is where creativity truly comes alive. Part 6. Turning simple shapes into real products depending on the factory. This stage can create hundreds of different products. Combs with detailed teeth, cut with extreme precision, sometimes with hand-carved patterns along the spine. Bracelets bent into perfect curves, designed to fit comfortably on the wrist. Earrings carved into elegant, delicate designs. Buttons drilled with tiny, exact holes, ready to be sewn onto shirts and jackets. Some factories even create decorative art pieces, using the horn's natural texture to form stunning patterns for home decor. In some regions, craftsmen also shape horn into knife handles, spoons, and even small musical instruments. Continuing a tradition that stretches back thousands of years, every product must go through strict quality checks. Workers inspect each piece for cracks, rough spots, or uneven polishing. Only the best pieces move forward. The rest are set aside, sometimes reused as smaller items or recycled into other products. Nothing goes to waste. This is one of the most surprising truths about horn crafting. It's an incredibly resourceful industry. Almost every part of the material finds a purpose, one way or another. But there's still one more step before these products reach customers. It's a step most people never think about. Part 7. Making it safe to touch horn is a natural material. It means it can carry bacteria if not treated properly. So before any product leaves the factory, it must go through cleaning and sanitizing. This step ensures the final product is safe to wear, safe to touch, and free from harmful contamination. Some factories also apply protective coatings to increase durability and shine, helping the product resist scratches and moisture over time. This is where science meets tradition. Final section. The truth behind every product you've never noticed. Think about this. It all started with a truck rolling down a dusty road, carrying cattle toward a factory most people never think about. Somewhere in that same building, a bull's horn, something once seen as useless, traveled through fire, force, blades, and human hands to become an elegant piece. You might hold in your own fingers one day. It's a story of transformation, a story of patience, a story of turning waste into wonder. Next time you see a horn comb, a button on your jacket, or a decorative piece on a shelf, you'll know the truth. You'll know the incredible journey it took to get there. From a truck ride on a dusty road, to a polished piece of craftsmanship sitting in someone's home. That's the hidden world of horn factories. A world built on skill, sweat, and quiet determination, hidden behind ordinary objects we use every single day. If this story surprised you, imagine how many other everyday objects have secret histories just like this one. If you enjoyed uncovering this hidden process, let us know what you think in the comments. And if you want more incredible stories like this one, make sure you like this video and subscribe for what's coming next. Because the next hidden world we uncover might completely change the way you see everyday objects forever.